Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Market conditions, we've got one movement here on the long-term signal, which is pretty interesting and hasn't happened for at least this past year. It's been a while, and that is that we are finally starting to see a budge here on this indicator. As I've mentioned before, typical bear markets stop around this area, but we've seen a pretty protracted bear market here in this last year, where we dropped all the way down here to this -19 number. You can see that number right here. Typically we're right around here. It'll just be relatively light and start to move back up again. So pretty decent pullback, but we've now worked our way back up again. And remember the old Wall Street saying that markets climb a wall of worry. So as markets and news continue to be, kind of negative, we're seeing the market still just kind of chug a little bit higher to flat, creating this base profile, which is a bullish setup. We've now seen a little bit of a bounce here on S&P, a little bit of a pullback yesterday, and we'll look at those charts. But we've got momentum, which is stuck right here in the middle. Breadth also stuck in the middle, but trending to the right, starting to trend to the right side here, starting to move back up again, and that is that's what we want to see. The risk right here and the fear is that it's another bear market rally, right? Another bounce higher, and we're just going to reverse back down again, and that is certainly a possibility until we really get a good solid uptrend outside of this mess that we're in right here, and I'll show you that on a chart. We're seeing buy-sell ratio kind of ease back together here again, a little uptrend. Yes, again, yesterday was just a little bearish move, so a little bit of a pullback, but we'll see what this looks like over the remainder of the day and into tomorrow. Well, let's look at the S&P 500 chart and see what's happening here. We've moved back up to this hold, and as of yesterday, or excuse me, as of Friday's move, so a little bit of a bearish bar looking right here with a little bit of a topping tail bar. Not surprising, going to run into some resistance. So that's why I say, are we going to reverse back down again? If we can solidly get back up above these this resistance area, then there's a good chance that we can move back into a buy uptrend condition here on S&P 500. Also, one of the strategies that I mentioned before is to utilize what's called the Dow 10. I also do a strategy called the Muscle 10, using the muscle stocks. That is essentially buying and owning the top 10 stocks of the muscle stocks group. Okay, so if I have muscle stocks and I've got these top 10, then whatever those are, I just continue to own those. One of the other strategies is the Dow 10, and that is simply buying the top 10 buy stocks of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And you can see we ticked down to about 2 as of last week, but we're back up to 7. And so some of the stocks in that Dow list, just seeing that Merck has had a nice new confirmation bar today. That's a good looking pattern right there. McDonald's is also in a new buy now. And again, the value of trend following or momentum trading is that we try to stay out of the chop. We try to stay out of the counter trend move and only participate in the trending move. In some of these sideways moves, sometimes you do get some of these false signals as it's making an attempt to move higher, but for the most part, we just want to try and steer clear of that until we get some confirmation. This is not a fantastic chart, but it is nonetheless up in that upper range now with a new buy on McDonald's. And if we look at JP Morgan, also like long consolidation, potential breakout there on JP Morgan. American Express also looked similar to the S&P, although it's already in a really nice uptrend. And General Electric. So you're seeing a few different names pop in here than were in there the last time, which is always interesting. Apple had a big move yesterday, big gap up, still in a larger downtrend, but I think tech is finding some support here. Cisco also with a new buy. So interesting. Keep an eye on the Dow, that Dow list. New buy stocks are looking good. We've got YPF, which is an international oil company. Really nice breakout pattern right here, and technically, I mean, it's really right up here. It's got to close above, but there's a lot of resistance right here and a good solid confirmation bar. Remember when you see those good solid bars and it's a green bar after a yellow bar, then that's a buy signal. You can also get a green bar after a red bar, or the first green bar after the most recent red bar, and that's what the back test is actually analyzing, is the first green bar after the red bar. But that doesn't necessarily mean you only have to trade that way. I've mentioned a lot here that just holding on to those things that are green right now in a bear market. In a bull market, you may allow for a little bit deeper retracement because there's a very good chance it's going to move higher. You can even add into that. Although waiting for a retracement, again, a lot of times that's just a waste of time. If it's retracing and moving back lower, then you can always exit and add into something new that is moving into a new buy signal. Okay, YPF, nice little chart right there. Let me refresh this real quick here, and we'll just start from scratch on this list. And we'll go to new buys, YPF, BBIO. This had a big gap, biotech companies. Again, the gaps are still going to show up as new buy, but I would not add into this, particularly because of that extreme. It's up to 364, big gap. Let it settle in a little bit. Let this, maybe it'll stay up here and just kind of consolidate sideways for a few days, but that's what I would want to see instead of just the potential is just a large reversal back down out of the gap, unless it was a buyout. I don't know what the news is. Probably some kind of FDA approval, because it is a biotech stock. CDZI, Consumer Staples Agriculture Operations, interesting industry. When I see that and I see an interesting industry, I may spend a little bit more time. If you go to the drop down here, we actually link out to a bunch of other sites for news and a few other things there that we're just not providing. Mostly because, like I said before, I don't want to provide. This is not an all things to all people tool. It's simply a methodology, and the entire site and process is a system to be able to utilize. And so we definitely, if you want to, do homework or find news articles or things like that, then obviously you can go out and do a little bit more research there. CDZI, interesting chart there. Crocs, the Crocs shoes, I guess if you could call them shoes, whatever they are. That's a stock that's done pretty well over the last, really the last 5-10 years. It's consistently been in that upper range. CHEX, kind of a messy chart right here. Maybe needs a little bit more confirmation on that. A couple stocks I noticed a little deeper in the list were here was Merck, and the next one was Canadian Solar. So solar stocks maybe coming back in. If you've got a list of solar stocks to look at, take a look to see where they're at in their trend currently. But a new buy on Canadian Solar. If you don't have full access to the site, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you. Have a great day today.